Today is, I don't know what today is. I'm sorry. Today is July the 8th, 2024. Um, Bamidele Taiwo will be practicing his defense.
Okay. So my name is Bamidele Taiwo. I'm a doctoral student, and my study is entitled um prevent predicting the correlations between financial self-efficacy, knowledge, behavior, skills, and attitudes among non-governmental workers. And here are my committee members: Dr. Andrew McGrid as my chair, Dr. Carrie Berner as my methodologist, and Dr. Peter James as my content expert. A little bit of background of the study says previous research has underscored the need to find if and what to extent financial self-efficacy predicts financial knowledge, financial behavior, financial skills, and financial attitude among adults between the ages of 25 to 55 years who work in non-governmental organizations in the United States. Previous research has shown that 2/3 of respondents in the American Psychological Association 2020 stressed that in American surveys reported that money was a significant source of stress in their lives as a statistical um, minors several years of previous findings. This study will emphasize the needs to find to what extent financial self-efficacy predicts financial knowledge, financial behavior, financial skills, and or financial attitudes among adults between the ages of 25 to 55 working in non-governmental organizations in the United States. The The problem statement is, it is not known to what extent financial self-efficacy predicts financial knowledge, financial behavior, financial skills, and or financial attitudes among adults between the ages of 25 to 55 working in non-governmental organizations. The purpose of this quantitative correlational predictive study is to examine to what extent financial self-efficacy predicts financial knowledge, financial behavior, financial skills, and or financial attitude among adults between the ages of 25 to 55 working in non-governmental organizations. So these are the three theoretical foundations I'm using to measure the variables. So the social cognitive theory, I'm using that theory to measure financial self-efficacy. Then the economic importance of financial literacy theory. I'm using the financial knowledge and the financial skills and the financial attitude variables to measure in support of that theory. And then I'm using the theory of behavioral finance in support to measure the financial behavior variable. So expected significance. So in using the social cognitive theory, this will extend an impact of adults who implement their financial self-efficacy to their everyday life situations. In response to the economic importance of financial literacy theory, this theory will determine to what degree do consumers impact their financial self-efficacy. And in terms of the theory of behavioral finance, I'm using that theory that will probably enhance the impact of adults who make decisions regarding their finances, which in turn impact their financial behavior. So research design and methodology. So the main reason why a quantitative methodology is appropriate to use for this study is because in question, the variables are going to be measured using numerical data, which can be analyzed quantitatively. And the main reason why I'm doing a correlation predictive design is to measure to what extent where I'm using financial self-efficacy as my predictor variable, and I'm using the criteria variables, which is financial knowledge, financial behavior, financial skills, and financial attitudes in just trying to see um, how financial self-efficacy predicts the remaining four variables that I'm studying. So here are the variables I'm studying. I'm using these four variables: financial self-efficacy, financial knowledge, financial skills, financial attitudes, and financial behavior. And I'm using all of these instruments I'm using the financial self-efficacy scale, which has a Likert scale of 1 to 4, and that's continuous. I'm using the financial literacy questionnaire, and that questionnaire is incorporated into 3 dimensions. So the first dimension, which is financial knowledge, it has 5 questions, and and also the financial skills dimension that has 5 questions as well. And for the financial attitude, that dimension has 10 questions, and that is measured on a Likert scale from 1 to 7. And then from the financial behavior, the revised financial management behavior instrument scale, I'm using that scale that has a Likert score between 1 to 5, and that's also continuous as well. So here are my research questions. So my first research question is, to what extent does financial self-efficacy predict financial knowledge among adults between the ages of 25 to 55 working in non-governmental organizations? And these are my known and alternative hypotheses for this question. And then my second research question is, to what extent does financial self-efficacy predict financial behavior among adults between the ages of 25 to 55 working in non-governmental organizations in the United States? And these are my known and alternative hypotheses for this question. And my third research question is, to what extent does financial self-efficacy predict financial skills among adults between the ages of 25 to 55 working in non-governmental organizations in the United States? And these are my known and alternative hypotheses for this question. And then my fourth research question is, to what extent does financial self-efficacy predict financial attitudes among adults between the ages of 25 to 55 working in non-governmental organizations in the United States? And these are my known and alternative hypotheses for this question. So the population is sample. So my unit of analysis, I'm focusing on working adults, and they have to work at least 35 hours or more to qualify to participate in my study. And I have to reside in the United States. And my population of interest is all working adults between the ages of 25 to 55 years. And then my target population is all working adults that are between the ages of 25 to 55 years, but who work in non-governmental organizations in the United States. And my power of analysis, my G power is I have to have at least a minimum of 85 participants. So I have to account for 25 nutrition rate for that sample. So if you add that, that would be 106 participants. And then the type of where I'm basing this study on, which is I have to have 85 participants. I'm basing on me calculating the G power. And then I'm going to be using an online tool such as social media and Facebook and LinkedIn to get potential participants who want to qualify for my study. And there are no ethical concerns right now. So all working adults between the age of 25 to 55 must be in a non-governmental organization setting. And they also have to have 35, they have to work at least 35 hours or more weekly to participate in the study. So these are the name of the instruments I'm using. I'm using the financial self-efficacy scale that was validated by Long 2021, 2011. I'm also going to be using the financial literacy questionnaire that was validated by Stella et al. 2020. And I'm also going to be using the revised financial management behavior scale that was validated by Dewey and Excel in 2011. So here are my data collection procedures. So before I collect data, I have to get permission from the IRB to collect my study. I'm going to be using a combination of convenient and snowball sample method. I'm going to be recruiting my participants by using the and exclusion criteria. And I'm going to also incorporate the informed consent. And then I'm also going to send the link to participants on SurveyMonkey as well. So I'm also gonna, so the student researcher will also, so after when so I'm gonna also use, to obtain my results through SurveyMonkey audience, I'm gonna actually, when I get my, the number of participants, I'm gonna actually incorporate them and install them into SPSS 29. So when I get my potential participants, I'm going to analyze my data using a predictive correlation predictive study, and I'm going to be using a multiple regression analysis that I got from layered statistics. So when I get my data, I'm going to clean and compile all the missing data from the questions that were skipped by the participants. I'm going to establish and develop descriptive statistics for the variables. I'm going to test for assumptions, and if it's necessary, I'll probably run a post hoc G-power analysis if I wasn't able to hit the minimum amount of participants if that was necessary. And I'm also going to test for normality, like the Sherpa-House test as well. So here are the assumptions for the multiple regression analysis. There's 8 assumptions I'm going to be testing for. I'm going to test for my continuous predictor variable, my continuous criteria variable. I'm going to also test for independence of observations. I'm going to test for linearity. I'm going to test for homoscedasticity. I'm going to test for multiple collinearity. I'm going to also test for outliers. I'm going to also test for normality. So if in fact, if one of my assumptions fail for the multiple regression analysis, I'm going to change my assumptions to Spearman or Kendall Talk, and they have like 3 assumptions, which means that the first one is 2 of the variables are measured on a ordinal scale, and that the data for the 2 variables are paired, and that there is no Neutronian relationship between the 2 variables. Thank you for your time. Do you have any questions? And these are my references.
Okay, let's see.
Well done.
I was, well, Bamidele, let's see, that was less than 30 minutes. So, oh, look at that. You got some hand claps out there. So that was wonderful. I see there's a hand up, Dr. Jocelyn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I first want to say that I found from the beginning that your topic is relevant and extremely intriguing to me, and I could listen to it again and again. I'm interested in knowing where your research will go to inform people, especially our people. You did an excellent job of presenting this. It was clean, cut forward, concise, and thorough all at the same time, and you clocked it at 32 minutes, maybe. So I suppose my question to you would be, do you feel that you got in everything that you needed to get in that 32 minutes?
Yeah. Was it actually, we started at what time again?
Dr. Linda, was it 32? I got more like
I know.
12.
No, he started at like 5:49. 49 minutes after the hour.
Yeah, I got like 13, 14 minutes.
Yeah. Because I was
So he need my well, go ahead and answer Dr. Jocelyn's question.
So yeah, I feel that this is really very, very thorough. I looked over it again, and I wanted to be more of a conversation, so that I'm not just, because I know the study in and out. So when I presented it, I just wanted to be more of a conversation where I'm talking to the committee members and not just reading over the slides. But I want to be very, very confident when I present this.
Yeah, I think that you would do well in that, because like Dr. Terrace, when I went to residency too, we got to watch a proposal defense, and that presenter was really, he knew his topic in and out, and it just turned into a conversation about anything that they could twist or ask him a question about. He turned it into conversational language about what the study was about and his findings. I think you would do well on that.
Yes, I thought you did an excellent job of presenting as well. And unfortunately, this is some information we really need to look at in a lot of our communities. We talk about this in different settings here in this state, and so I can see where this would be very useful, very helpful, especially if you're doing nonprofit, or if people that are doing nonprofit work. I can see where this would be very useful in those arenas, as well as, and you can present it to the congregation, the church folk. I see Ms. Terrace with your hand up.
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to go to that variable structure slide and fix that first word, where it says Likert. That first one, you forgot that T. I'm gonna need you to fix that. It's in the third block. Yeah, right there. Click on it. Go on and fix that right now. Okay. And then I need you to go to your data analysis is procedure slide and click on that first bullet.
Yeah.
And click on that first bullet. To me, it's not clear. I need that. It has to have some clarity. Read that sentence aloud. Just read it aloud.
You mean the first bulletin?
The first bullet. Yeah, read that.
Oh, clean and compile missing the data for when questions. When I meant to make when questions were skipped or
Okay.
well, I meant to say, like, if a participant skips a question and stuff like that, maybe I can, yeah.
Fix the clarity on it now while you're looking at it.
Take the word "the" out, missing the, clean and compile missing data for when questions was skipped or were skipped.
Were skipped. This is the procedure, so this is not past tense yet. So clean and compile missing data for when participants skip
I can't
questions.
tell you how to fix it, but I knew someone won't right with it. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. For when participants skip questions, and then everything
Not
else
skips,
will.
not skips. Take the S off.
Right, right. So you're saying clean and compile missing data for when participants skip questions. When they skip questions, so then you're going to be able to take out, yeah, the was skips a question because you're already saying it. This is how you're going to handle when participants skip questions. You're going to clean and compile it, the missing data. And then the rest of it for when participants skip, take out was.
Take out what it was.
Oh yeah,
Take out, take out was. You're getting there. It's getting there. For when participants skip, one skip.
No S. No S.
Skip a question. And then it says what? Recode. Reverse worded items. That seems to be just fine.
Everything else was good.
Is that it?
Okay. I know I have
Grammarly Terrace.
Boy, it just didn't sound right. I mean, like, I'm not the best speaker in the world, but I knew that didn't sound right.
Okay, so one of the first things, you did a fantastic job, Bamidele. I echo Dr. Jocelyn and Dr. Linda's comments. I did see you said minor, so just take your time. I know you're probably nervous, and you're going to get nervous when you're doing it in front of the committee. You said minor when it's supposed to be mirror.
Okay.
Where go up? It's up. It's at the beginning, and I noticed that you didn't. Some of the other ones that I've seen, they kind of mention. A lot of them, I've seen several. A lot of them mention where they got the data from. You don't mention it until way down. You cite somebody. You have the citations there, so go up. I'm trying to think. Let's see, data analysis way up. It's almost at the beginning. And the recording picked it up. It says minor instead of mirror.
You mean the variables here?
No. We're going to come to that one too. I have a question for you on that.
Oh, is it the very first one when I talk about the background?
I think it's in the background. Yeah. You said something about it mirrors something. Now, I thought you're not doing archival data. You're actually interviewing people.
No, I'm
sending questionnaires.
Yeah, I'm sending 3 surveys.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not archival. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, there is also a message in the chat from Dr. Crystala. Her microphone is not working. And she's saying, is it required to say assumptions with each one versus the assumptions include? So you went through all of the assumptions at once instead of one at a time. So does that matter? Do you know?
Well, I will just.
Can you search the word mirror in your document and see if you find it? MIRROR.
Oh, there it is. The second
Where?
paragraph at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Right there. Yes, you're right. Background. It says was a significant source of stress in their lives. A statistic that mirrors several years of previous findings. String,
Okay,
and you can just say to kind of stretch it out. You can say Stringer 2021. You know, they see it, but you can say that. A lot of the ones I've seen.
Here's several. So
He actually said minor when he meant mirror.
he's just nervous. Yeah.
Okay, you didn't create that table, right? The table that you with the Likert, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I sort of created it, yeah, but with the I just kind of like install that from my my proposal document.
Okay. They might ask you what does
Do a
continuous mean?
note. You're right. To do a note saying adapted from.
Yeah, you need to do a note at the bottom under that slide.
So
And
I
say
need
where you got it. No, not under. Yeah, you have to go underneath the slide and put the note where you got this document, where you got this. You created it, but you got the information from somewhere else, correct?
See
yeah,
where, see where the
I
bottom
actually
right, see where the bottom right is after, on the third line? If it's maybe one or two font sizes smaller, you could put note, colon, and adapted from,
And tell where you adapted it from.
yeah. Just a
okay.
couple spaces down from what you've written in that last box. So that you don't have to go to the next slide to put this information in.
Okay.
Okay. So you probably will need to ask, get that information about the assumptions, how your committee might want you to do the assumptions one at a time and explain it, or all lumped together and explain them.
Yeah, that's what that was one of the things on my list. It says go over what your assumptions are.
Yeah.
I think yeah, ask your committee, but I'm thinking that going over them one at a time and explaining them.
That will certainly increase the time.
Increase the time that he's talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that your next question?
Then I have one other. It's not a question. The name Xiao. It's Xiao. CXIAO is pronounced Xiao.
Okay, Xiao.
Xiao. Xiao. Like Chicago Xiao.
Okay,
Ciao.
Xiao.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness you knew that, because I was looking at that going, ooh, that's a tough one. Thank you, Dr. Marjorie.
You're
okay,
welcome.
Dr.
Good job, Bamidele.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job. I just want to echo some of the things. Dr. Terrace pointed some things out that I also saw, Dr. Marjorie, on some of the wording. I think what came up in the recording was liquor. So Likert, I believe.
Okay, liquor.
Is it liquor?
It's liquored. It's liquored. It's not liquored.
Liquored and not Likert?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I used to say liquored. It's liquored.
Okay. My methodologist says Likert, so that's why I was questioning.
No, it's liquored.
Liquored? Okay.
Liquored. L-I-C-K-E-R-T or some L-I-K-E-R-T.
It's L-I-K-E-R-T.
One more thing. There was a slide that had some blue writing. I saw some errors in that blue writing at the bottom. I forget. Was it? It has, yeah, that size. No, it wasn't that one. Oh, right there. Yeah, it is. You said size of final sample. The primary sample size is 85 with a 25% attrition, 106 to cover the any missing, to cover any, take out the.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I also noticed something as well. I need to actually erase this one, the Bonferroni correction. Because actually before Dr. Birdie, when she saw my document the first time, She said that since I was testing financial self-efficacy twice, I was gonna do a Bonferroni correction. But then when she saw my document the second time and she suggested that I do a most progression analysis, then my G power would change and I don't have to do the Bonferroni correction. So that's what I also noticed here as well.
Yeah, okay. So it's a good thing you were looking at it now.
Yes. Awesome job. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Ciao. Oh, very good. Very good, Dr. Spring.